Everybody, welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. How's everybody doing today? I hope you all are having a very good day. I'm just going to set something up really quick, and then we're going to have a discussion and try to get some dailies in as best as possible. So, and I hate when I have to do all of this. Blech. We'll try to set this up on my social media. I got a couple of friends that play Magic the Gathering. All right, so let's get into it today, shall we? Okay, today I need to cast 30 white or black spells, and I want to talk about the advantages of low to mid game in current state of Magic the Gathering. And once upon a time, Magic the Gathering had low level setup, what we call mid range gameplay, which was majority of the gameplay, and then we had like derated gameplay, which made the game very complex. Because if you didn't have a long game set up at one time in Magic the Gathering, it could cost you the game because if the opponent could, about turn 7 or turn 8 have better cards on the field than you did, then pretty much you knew what was going to occur. And now those days are long gone for the most part because everything's been funneled into a low-end experience. So when we're talking low to mid now, it's like by turn 4 or 5, you should be established completely. You shouldn't even have a long game. That person should be dead within, 5-6 turns. It shouldn't last 7-8 turns anymore, right? Because if it does, then you have major problems. So I'm going to be doing the daily with the black and white, and we're going to talk about these things because Corpse Knight by itself doesn't seem like a very problematic card, but given the fact that it's 2, and when another creature enters the battlefield under control, each opponent loses 1 life. When you pair these mechanics up with scaled effects, like Knight of Ebon Legion, for 1, it has a pay mechanic. So this was typical. This was normal. Then we had cards that could play to maintain. But now you want low-end cost cards to put as much on the field because there's not, unless you're going against the white deck that can literally destroy all the creatures on the field or time warp or something, you want to overwhelm your opponent. Because a lot of the times, token decks which were associated back in the day, like would cost 4 or 5 mana, was great because you could mass produce by 4 or 5 turns and you had a nice mid-game range. But unfortunately, because of speed decks and enchantments like Calamity, you can no longer afford to do that type of strategy. Those strategic points are gone because now you have all these 1/1 characters, a 1/1 with first strike and has a mentor system associated, even though it's not mentor, it's only another knight, but it's basically like a mentor system. It's, buffing up other knights with a +1, and then all of a sudden you add Cavalcade of Calamity, and now when they have 1 or less, it's just firing at multiple speeds. So by the time 4th or 5th turn comes out and this card is on the field, it's pretty much game over unless they have defenders. And that's the hardest thing now to anticipate, is what type of deck you're going with. So the low end game, if you're trying to stretch out a game towards a long game duration by a 5th, 6th turn without getting wiped, you need to rely on defenders. And that's just the reality of the situation currently in Magic the Gathering. There's no, staggering your gameplay. It's basically come down to a couple of cheap tricks and saying, okay, well, here we go. I'm going to throw out, this is my whole game is set upon these 2-3 combos by 2 or 3 turns. And if something happens, I'm screwed because there's no recovery point. You know, and that's why players who have at least somewhat, you know, an understanding of how to defend against that type of assault can build more mid-game. But long game, it's becoming more obsolete, which is kind of sad, in my opinion. It's not a horrible hand, but it's a very expensive hand. So it's a little better. I'm going to keep the Mortified. I'll keep the Order of Midnight. I don't like the fact that it's on my opening hand. Cavalier of Night will throw back. I'm actually thinking about dropping down Cavalier of Night down to 3 instead of 4. Man, I just thought, you know, how crazy is this, right? That you just talk about these things and it happens, right? You just talk about these type of tactics and you're now facing it. And it's the reality of the circumstance. This is Magic. See, he's got two characters out already to my 1. And he's already going to bump up a character. So I'm now at the disadvantage. He knows I can't block. And he's just going to keep producing these 1/1s, and there's not much I can do about that. I should have gotten my little 1/1 out, or my 1/2. That's something what I look for typically. But these type of decks will cost you, man. I might be okay when I get the Acclaimed out there. He's going to get the ball. The other, right. Not going to get anything out here, but I definitely want to get this into play as quickly as possible. Okay. Once again, mass production. Bobs. Now, typically you would want this taken out. Pretty much a game over experience. I'm pretty much dead in the water. He can attack with everything. I can only block a select few. Mortified. And once again, this goes back to I hate when they do that. Like, don't cast anything. Just finish it. You've killed. You got the blocker out, and you did your job. Just get it over with. So, once again, we're talking about speed. This is what Magic's become. This is exactly what I've been talking about. It's like, I don't think Wizards of the Coast came out with a good long-term game. It's taken diversity out of the game. It's completely making the game less diversified by doing these type of tactics where it's becoming too. At one time, creatures had to have an associated cost to activate abilities, right? Only very rare cards had automatic abilities. and was so far few in between. Everything else was about what? Equipment, enchantment, artifact, you know, to get those desired effects. And now, the more and more we don't see equipments and artifacts being utilized, we don't see that. It's becoming more, you know, obsolete. It's becoming more, you know, what's the point? Unless it's giving me an upfront advantage, I don't really care. I don't like the hand, but I like the land. All right. I might switch out that Cavalier. The Gruesomes I actually do enjoy having in my deck. They do come in handy. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. Flash deck right here. Yep. Green and blue. We've talked about this as well. Simic. Oh. It's got to get something out on the board. A lot of white now. Something I'm not enjoying as well. No defender, no counter. I mean, I'll just eat him up a little by little each turn if he's ain't got any creatures out, or way to take care of the threat. He just killed a creature. What the? Okay. That was weird. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Put out the acclaimed. And we'll take another Ebonite. He's dead. This is the problem. These are problems, man. I think I will take out another Gruesome though. I mean another Cavalier. I think I'll go with the Death Touch. I can switch out my land too because I got Loth Witches. I think I like those a little better. Well, I mean, Witch's Cottage is good, but I just, to be honest with you, alright. Actually, let's put these in instead. Keep the foul. We'll take down one of the Smiths and one of the acclaimed. Actually, I like that a little bit better. We'll also take out the witch's cottages. Let's actually keep 2 witches' cottages. It could come in handy. Yo, Helly, morning. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Do you ever play Magic, Helly? I know you played a lot of MMOs. By the way, how's Star Wars going for you? Hope Star Wars is going good. I don't know if you're still playing. It looks like they've got a lot of really cool things in game right now. All right. Not an ideal situation, but I mean, we got 2 low associated cost, and only thing we need to worry about is a white, but that could be problematic within itself. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. He's determining whether or not he wants to keep the hands. Worthy Knight is good, but usually people try to get rid of it as fast as possible because it can be problematic. I love the special effects in this game. I really do. Like the little, you know, some of the animation that comes out when cards come out and play. I wish they had field effect cards that would change the actual field itself. Now see, typically I would have put out my Foulmouth or Knight, but I think I'm actually going to save it potentially for a draw effect. Knowing that it's playing black and I need a white. And if he does get anything out, then I can use the Murderous Rider. I don't know why he didn't do that originally, but I mean, it's fine. Now, I'm not going to use the effect if there's something that's a little bit more 2-1. It's got an afterlife. I'll tell you what. Let's have him consider his options a little better next turn. This way, if he attacks, he's going to leave me open, or he's got to cast another card. Because if I go over there, then I'm just going to smack him. Of course, I'm not going to block. I was kind of anticipating he might do something like this. Now he could cast. Let's something I necessarily agree with. Okay. Notice I didn't put out the witch's cottage. He's going to pull that out next turn. For sure. So, let's take the 1 life, redraw it. And now we have lower end associated cost card on the next turn. Good. Great. That's actually awesome. Actually worked out in my advantage. The reason being I can go ahead. Get rid of his higher level card. Right. And he's got flyers now, which is fine because now I'm putting a flyer in response. My flyer cannot block his, but he's more likely to keep a flyer in check for defensive purposes. The fact that I didn't have white mana right now is my concern, probably my biggest concern. He's played really well. We don't want to get like attack the other one. Let it just take the 4 damage. It's not a bad combo. This is where it's going to cost me a little bit, you know, in this long game. So, given the fact that I need life, I think we will get the Death Knight out. We'll get the Murderous Rider out. Now he's got to contend with that. He can go ahead and cast his out, but I'm going to need life in response. Doom Whisper. That's a dang good card. Really good card. It could be a very bad threat. I need white mana really bad at this point. Okay, fine. Give me white. Give me white. Ah, it's actually not bad. Actually, I'm going to take this as the advantage point. So, Cavalier of Night. And he knows what's coming. Now I got a life linker. Now if he dies, anything in my graveyard is going to be able to come back. There's nothing he can really do. He can survey and take 2 life. That's what his debate is. Once again, he's still debating it. It's like, you know what's going to happen. So why are you sitting there? Now he's going to do it. He's going to be like, shit, I got to do this now. Oh, he didn't. Now I might not get that 4 life in return. That becomes the question. I need white. I do need white really bad. Death Touch Afterlife. Okay. Okay. So I need my white so I can get rid of the little enforcer dude. This is gonna be really bad, but I have no choice. I have no choice in this scenario. Ugh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. No white. The draw is definitely not on my side at the moment. Are you serious? Come on, yo. Who's got Death Touch? Ugh. Now, the nice thing about these, they are not now he's got 2 1s out there, but I'm gonna get 4 life back. Oh no, I didn't, because I didn't get the attack phase. I skipped past it. That's my stupidity. Alright. I'm going to attack with both. It's going to give me a considerable amount of life. That could be a major concern. Major. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would be game. I have all life linkers. So let's go in. Gain the life. Terrible tactic for me though. Alright. I hate this idea. Not happy with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh my God. Really? I have all these great cards at my hand with no white land. What kind of crap is this? This is so crap. Nice. Are they lifelink or not? No. Are you serious? Is this real? There's not. It's game. That is game. Because of no white land. What a draw crap. It happens. It does. But I think I have access to like 6, 8, 10. I think there's 10. I want to say there's accessible 10 white mana in this deck. I'm usually pretty good about that. I've got a lot to load. Six, 8, 10. I could probably drop this down and get one more white in there, but it's not. I could put one of these. Could even probably drop. Put 2. I don't like it. I'll keep it like that, but so that's 11. Now that's 11 friggin' white land. I couldn't draw a white land. It's like, what the heck? What is this? All right. What is this? Let's see. Okay, it goes first. I'm good. I mean, I'm not happy with whatever, but I have a white land, I have 2 blacks. Good enough for me. Nice thing about the Corpse Knight, it combos up well too. Good card. I'm going to take a little bit of a hit. I'm not going to lie on that first out. But the idea here, once I get the Acclaimed Contender out, I'll get the Cavalier of Night. Once I get the Cavalier of Night, then I could sacrifice one of the other cards. He might bump it up, and I could be looking at 7. And come on. A little bit of a lag today. Let's do it normal cast. Effect. And we'll take the one with Death Touch. You can only block 1. If he giant growths the stupid monkey, I'm gonna be mad. He is! I should have known better. It's fine. I should have known that he didn't do the cast. That it could have been a little problematic, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Now remember, I told you we had Cavalier of Night. Get rid of his big boy. And he's tapped out, so he's got to get rid of the defender or spider. Or take it. Pretty good call. Actually, I would have doubled up. Well, I want that card. Yeah. Let's get the Worthy Knight back in here for a second. Let's put the Death Knight in. That's fine. Yeah. Spider. I'll probably giant growth it. If he does, that'd be a bad mistake. Oh, look at that. That was pretty cool. Doesn't have a lot. I think we can pretty much almost off him. Oh, okay. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did, but it was a pretty good game. Oh, looky, looky. We've earned some stuff. So I'm going to go to the store, and I'm also going to pick up a pack of Spark. It's really laggy today. Might have to check my system. It could be on their end, but
we begin.
It's my 4th. So I have 4 of those now. I actually think that's only my 2nd. And then I have now a wild card. Alright. All we got left now is just to win a few more games and so on and so forth. But Kelly, thank you for stopping in today. Everybody, thank you for stopping in. If you've been just, you know, popping in to watch. Like I said, I feel like the game, like that last card he played was a great card. And ideally in a more of a, you know, old school setting, that would have been a great, you know, element to the deck. But now you have to get it out in 5th turn, not 8th turn. And the problem of it is, once again, it just comes back down. Like, I'm playing the daily speed decks like this, and I think I'll play maybe one hand. They're too problematic. Speed decks just are way too much. Like, I guess I could play the Stampede. Kind of Life's Pursuit's a good mono white deck. But like 4th or 5th turn, you're overwhelmed. You're completely overwhelmed by that time. Hard to recover. You know, Crari's Wrath is a very big card, and that's why a lot of people try to go for the enchantment gimmicks, but if they get overwhelmed, then they're screwed. Yeah. Yep. Mono blue? If I say green, I'm not going to be surprised. Okay, this is how we'll do this. No, no. This is how we'll do this. We'll lay out the 1/1. Just in case it's mono. Yeah, very well could be. But I got the threat on the board. Now, before we do anything else, guess what we want to do? We want to attack. See if we can draw any flash mechanic. Now let's have him, if he's going to waste the counter, You gotta do something, dude. Oh, wow. I knew Flash. Dude doesn't even realize what happened. Okay, we're gonna offer a little misdirection. I think it's our best bet at this point. Counter or bust. Counter or bust. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You're falling for it. So good. So good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He's like, oh shit. Once again, we're going to make him burn the counter. It's all about this time. It's all about the counter burn. Force him to eat it. Yes! Yes! Yes. Absolutely. You won. You have your counter. And I get to draw a card. Oh boy. Now we're gonna psych him out really bad. He can't pump it up. So let's. Yeah, I'll take it. Now, this is where it's gonna start getting really good. Does he counter? Absolutely. But too little, too late. Because what he didn't realize he did was set up Marches of Multitude. So we got 2, we got 3. We can put in 4 more creatures. Good luck with that. Good luck with that now. Your counter shit just got you hosed. Oh, whoa. You don't want to play? Now, we got to play him with a little bit of a psych. And no, we're going to attack with everything but the Innkeeper. Puts anything on the counter, he's screwed. There's a 5. There's the other Flash. See, I've had this deck. I told you guys about this. how you draw it out. He just dumped his entire hand. Okay. So we're going to actually just block the 8-7. Everything else will come through. Not exactly what I wanted to draw. No. No, you get rid of the Marshall, man. Keep the one for a bluff card. Keep the other innkeeper just in case. If this isn't a counter, he is hosed. Because I can get 4. First thing we're going to go ahead and do. Attack with everything. Now we can get 5. Better be a counter. That better be a counter. It's not. It's not. It's game. It's game. That's game. Green, blue, I told you how to play against it. I taught you guys now how to play against the blue and green. You force their hand. You force it. And then you apply the pressure. Go deep. Go really, really deep with them. You don't want... Playing cautious against the blue deck is bad. Manipulating the blue deck in your advantage, towards your advantage, is the better option. Because you know if you see blue and you see green and if he's running any flash, he's running at least some maybe counter control mechanisms. And that's not a bad thing, but it becomes too predictable. It's not subtle. There's no subtlety in that. People are like, blue's a subtle control mechanism. You have to choose wisely. No, you don't. You throw what seems to be the threat to them, and then guess what they end up doing? They counter it out of fear. It's an automatic mechanic. Then all of a sudden you put the real threat on the field because they've already burned their counter. Once that's been established, boom, done. There's no subtlety. It's like chess. You're manipulating the pieces towards your advantage. You're putting in something that seems like a giant threat that needs to be taken out right away just to manipulate it towards your advantage. And that's how you handle blue decks. That's exactly how you handle a blue deck. I keep saying blue and green's a great combo because of the meta, but red is currently still the top dog. Red is still the top dog. And I don't think it's changing anytime soon because red is just so dominant at this point. Red's always a dominant color, but given the fact that they pushed everything up front with easy accessibility, red has definitely taken over majority of like straight. When you play mono red, it's nasty. It's just gross, and you know, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Green's come a long way. I think white suffered the most this with this release, but black's okay. I mean, black can do a lot of really cool things, especially paired with green. And black and blue decks though aren't as, you know, as popular as they once were. So that's kind of a concern. But anyways, man, I'm gonna let you guys go. Once again, I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. As always, have a nice day.